Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Movie Mates. My name is Adam, and I am joined here by Benjamin.
Hello. I have an idea.
Oh, what's the idea?
I think we need to change the name of this show.
Already?
It needs
it's
to be
3 episodes!
It needs to be Superhero Movie Mates.
Oh, Jesus. I know.
Or more specifically, Marvel Superhero Movie Mates.
So we aren't seeing a DC movie ever, right? Fuck all of that shit. Alright. No.
Sorry.
Well, yeah.
Tangent aside.
No, so you've already beat me to it, Benjamin. We're talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp today.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So yeah, we saw this movie when did we see it? A couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the movies together, watched it, had a great time.
It was
good. Sat in some pretty comfy lounges. I only realized that it had a recliner function built in at the end of the movie. When they were doing the bumper scene, I was like, fuck, really?
I never use the recliners anyway.
You don't put your feet up?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Otherwise I'll fall asleep. You know how easy I fall asleep.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, I should probably kick off this trailer just so we can have some audio visual. Okay, there we go. For the people, actually, this is only on YouTube at the moment, so everyone's watching this via video. Yeah, cool. So, what do you think about this movie, Ben? Actually,
plain and simply put.
Actually, let me cut that back for a quick second. I'm already changing my mind, and the question I'm going to ask you: what did you think about this movie going in? I feel like it was really big on how you came out of this movie.
I've kind of taken a general approach of not anticipating or expecting too much going into movies. So very few movies do I actually go in excited for anymore.
That's so nihilistic. I'm not excited for anything.
No, it's not like a matter of... It's just a matter of going... I've heard the reviews. I know what people have said. I'm going to wait and make my own decision before... So I'm not going to go in going, this is going to be amazing. It's just I'll probably enjoy this, but I'll wait till I see it before I even come to any conclusions.
I feel like the movie, this has been, when we play so many video games, that is something that we just have to have ingrained in us.
Yeah.
Because E3 is just a crock of shit every year. So we're like, oh, cool, new movie trailer, great, can't wait to actually see what it's like when it actually comes out.
On that point, though, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here.
Yeah.
There are a couple of situations where I have gone in super excited for something. One being Infinity War. I was pretty pumped for that.
Yeah.
Another one, though, that's not out yet is the Spider-Man animated movie that's going to be coming out in another couple of months.
That shit is just manufactured for me. And
I saw the trailer. Shit. I was just like, I cannot wait.
It looks pretty fucking
I cannot wait. So, super keen on that. Bit of a tangent away from the topic of this movie. I went into this one going, this is another Marvel movie. I will probably enjoy it.
It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a superhero movie. It'll probably be fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I went in. And simply put, that's what I got out of it.
It was a fun movie.
It was enjoyable. Yeah. It was funny. It was interesting in the ways that they did things were quite clever. I just enjoyed it. To really line it up with other movies, it's not like anything that blew my mind per se.
Yeah.
It had cool fight scenes. It had cool car chase scenes.
I actually really like this car chase scene. I'll get onto that later, but that was one of my favorite bits of the movie. It was that car chase. That was, as an action set piece, that was really cool. But I'll get into that later.
Had, like most Marvel movies now, a cool bad guy. Yeah. It was just fun. And that's kind of what I went in expecting, and I pretty much got exactly what I expected.
Yeah, cool.
So, and then Evangeline Lilly, good, big fan of that lady
cool.
now.
Yeah, she's cool. Actually, she's one of my favorite characters in Lost, which is the only other place I've seen her. But she actually held her own as an action lead. She was really
absolutely.
Fucking great. She was much more of a lead in this movie than I feel Paul Rudd was.
Ant-Man,
for the movie being called Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's good that they added the Wasp in there.
Yeah.
Because Ant-Man really isn't in a lot of this movie. So, like, he's in it, but he's, like, always the number 2.
Yeah.
Like,
he was always backing them up with all the plans and all the decisions and everything like
Evangeline Lilly is, like, the one driving a lot of this, and Hank Pym, like, Michael Douglas, like...
Yeah, but let's not get too much into that, but there was a funny clip that I saw. I can't remember if it was a YouTube thing, like a Marvel released, kind of a bit of a random clip, but it was talking about exactly that, where it was just like, why is it Ant-Man and the Wasp? I mean, I'm the one that's a trained fighter. I have the coolest suit. I can fly. I have blasters. It should really be the Wasp and Ant-Man.
Yeah, like, kind of is. The movie kind of is.
Anyway,
no, it's a good movie. I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with some of the stuff. I went in knowing that these movies are typically smaller, tighter, more intimate stories, which absolutely delivers on that. And I kind of like that. I feel like after we got Infinity War and we got even the other recent Marvel movies like Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, Black Panther's...
Like, it's definitely a more intimate one, but it's still a bigger one.
Even on the top of the origin stories. Yeah. But, like, the later ones have been, like, all big galactic scale movies. And this is really just, like... This is just about a dude trying to get... a guy just trying to, like, make up for his previous fuck-ups. Yeah. They really... punch that in of like, Ant-Man is a fuck up. No one likes him. He is not good. And you know, Hank Pym and Hope, they're just trying to get their mum back and their wife back. Like that's
their motivation.
That's the whole heist. It's a pretty small storyline. But the thing is that the original Ant-Man was like that as well. Yeah. Like there's no big grand scheme of other events, other things play happening on in the world. Yeah.
And to that point, we were like talking a little bit prior, and we like, how does this fit into the overall Marvel cinematic universe? Is something that we're like, I've been thinking about.
To be honest,
it doesn't feel like it does.
It doesn't really change. Okay, there is the only thing that we can even realistically spoil. Is the end credit scene, which we will get to.
Yeah, we'll get to.
But, like, the end credit scene is the only real spoiler alert that you kind of have in the movie. Yeah. It's a heist movie.
Like, it's the only real tie-in to the rest of the universe.
But to say, like, oh, you know, it's a heist movie, so therefore, like, how many heist movies have you seen where the person doesn't get what they're going for? Yeah, like, so you know, it's a heist movie and you kind of know where it's going.
So to that point as well, though, there are a couple of references here and there to the wider world. And even in Infinity War, they kind of do a 10-second reference to Ant-Man.
Where is Ant-Man?
Where is Scott? No, and just like, he's under house arrest. End of story. Yeah, that's it. We have a galactic issue that we're trying to solve here.
Under house arrest.
And this one man can't help because he's under house arrest.
Those scenes have hit Paul Rudd, and I do love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I think it's a brilliant casting decision because he plays like the thief with the heart of gold and the fuck up like really well. Yeah. And he's just like a dude that's just trying. And he's not good. Like he's trying his best.
His whole motivation is to be a good father. Yeah. Like that's his biggest thing is like, I need to stick through and be a good parent to my daughter. That's his biggest motivation. And then shit just happens around him.
Yeah. Well, it's really important in this movie that Ant-Man was in it. Because if this movie was just Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne... Like, I would have been fucking bored because they're all, like, just scowly and they're just like, I want to get my mum back. I want to do this. Yeah. I'm going to blah, blah. You shouldn't have done this. Like, it's fun and they're the straight men, but they're two straight men and you definitely need, and, like, at numerous points in the movie, Ant-Man is, like, the voice of the audience. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, this makes no fucking sense. Yeah. What are you talking about? I don't get it. Which was good because, like, listening to the movie, I leaned over to you at one point and was like, this makes no sense at all. Because the movie doesn't. Yeah. Like, there's so many, and this is what I was talking about, like, where I was kind of disappointed. Like, I consider myself pretty good at suspending disbelief and being like, it's a movie, it's a Marvel movie.
I'm gonna accept this.
I'm gonna accept whatever crazy bullshit. Sure, whatever. People, that's a plot hole. I'm like, well, yeah, but like it's a fun movie, and I'm not thinking too hard about it.
Not too stressed about that.
There were a lot of
that one was just like
where they're just like talking, and I'm like, none of this makes any fucking sense. You're bringing this up solely as a plot point to progress the plot.
I feel like we can start getting into spoiler territory now.
Okay,
and I'm gonna make a point specifically around that.
Okay, so cool. Spoiler warning.
Big massive spoiler alert. Do not listen past this point if you haven't seen it yet, or if you care for spoilers. Exactly that, where there was a scene where they're basically talking about how they're gonna go get Janet back, and they just say all these things, and literally no one would have been. It was literal.
It makes no fucking sense.
Mumbo jumbo. They just threw all these big words together for the sake of throwing big words together. And Scott straight up just goes, "Do you guys just say quantum in front of everything?"
And that was funny because like I was sitting there thinking,
At the exact same time.
kind of poor writing. I don't really like this. And then for him to call out and be like, this is fucking stupid, everyone.
What do you guys say? And honestly,
like,
after he said that, the first thing that came to my mind is like, that was an intentional thing. They intentionally set up that scene where you've got the two super brainy scientists just going back and forth about brainy crap, and you've got Paul just going
words,
or Scott just like looking back and forth between them, and then a few times he'll like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Absolutely.
Exactly what I was thinking. So every time, and the thing is, he's a smart guy. He's like an electrical engineer that's gone that like has like multiple degrees and all that. And anytime these two are talking, he's just like, that's what I was thinking. And then he eventually gets to the point where he goes, "What are you guys saying?" He literally just calls it out and goes, "This is bullshit. Stop with this jargon."
Yeah.
So that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that bit. But to that point, what is your take on the whole quantum realm aspect of everything?
I like it. I like that it adds a new
dynamic,
a new thing. Because with the other crazy shit that I can relate to is probably like
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is like Doctor Strange has got like and the fractals and the fucking shit going everywhere. And the thing is, and that's really cool. And like the quantum realm opens up like kind of new possibilities. And I think there's a lot of stuff they dropped some things about time vortexes, and I was like okay, all right. Seeing how this plays dropping the I felt a little like
it was absolutely. It's like, hey, make sure you avoid the time vortex. Oh, okay.
The time vortex. Glad you mentioned that one. yeah, that definitely got me. But like there was some cool there was some other cool bits as well. So like I loved the visual like aesthetic of the quantum realm. I thought it was cool. Yeah. It felt a bit Guardians of the Galaxy, but like Guardians of the Galaxy is like that 80s look. Yeah. And I feel like this is also that hyper saturated kind of thing, but it felt to me like a visual merge of like some of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff and the Doctor Strange.
So I feel like the difference between Guardians of the Galaxy and the look to this is that one was very neon, very like almost like a party,
like an
80s neon. Whereas this was still highly saturated and whatnot. It just didn't have that vibe of like
it was really cool. I really liked the whole all the quantum realm stuff. Honestly, the only thing that I kind of walked out is that like I know they called out the movie, like there's a lot of talk, and generally what I like is if like they can establish rules of a universe and then you kind of great, got it, I know, but like when kind of things play a bit fast and loose with what those rules are, it's kind of like I kind of feel like you're just making things up because the writer's like, I don't know how to get them out of this situation. We just got to get them from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And when it feels like when you can kind of see the scaffolding almost of like we got to get them this way.
Get this thing to happen.
I feel a bit pulled out.
Yeah.
And the only point where I really felt that was there was one part where they were saying like they're searching for Janet Van Dyne, and they're like, we got to find Janet.
Yeah.
We want to find her. Want to get her back. and then they open the portal up, and then they're like quantum entanglement. Again, I'm totally down with it. I'm fine. Sure. Okay, I was down for that.
Let's run with that.
I'm cool with that. That's fine. I believe it. And then so she then kind of semi-possesses him or whatever, and then she's like talking to him, which was a great scene. I thought that was really funny. It's awesome. But then she's like, "You have 2 hours to get me out," and I was like, before I shift, before the quantum possibility shift, and you don't see me for another 100 years, and I was like, wait, so you've just stepped up the rescue, you've had 30 years, you've only in the last day stepped up your rescue Janet Van Dyne mission.
It took 2 hours.
And now she's like, you've got 2 hours. And I'm like, what timing is that?
What are the odds of going, we spent 30 years, we finally work out how, and now we only have 2 hours left.
Yeah, it just like,
what the hell?
To me, that moment, I was like, that pulled me out a lot, because I was just like, this felt like their founder and the writers like, now I've got to increase the stakes. They've got to
They can't have another year. They can't have Scott. Okay, so that's where it ties in really well, because Scott only had a couple of days left of his house arrest. And
so they go,
let's make it difficult. Let's make it a moral dilemma for him of,
otherwise,
I have to help these guys.
Chill out for
otherwise,
a couple
just
of
chill,
days.
finish your house arrest, then do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But no, it's he has to do this
right now. Right now.
No fighting it. The other aspect of that I was just like, this is stupid. Like the whole quantum entanglement thing was just like, again, like you, I can be like, yep, sure, I get it.
Cool,
but I'm just like, wait, how's this thing supposed to work? Isn't that they were in the same place and she managed to be like, oh, someone's in here, let me put a message in his head.
I think it's just because they're two things that weren't supposed to be in there, so they kind of like their brain. But again, who knows? They never saw each other. I don't think.
And exactly right. There was really no connection. It could have been like, because in my mind I'm like, wait, what if she went into the quantum realm here and he went into the quantum realm in another country?
Well, if the possibilities are shifting, then he's like, they're nowhere in.
What are the chances of any sort of quantum melding or whatever the hell they called it? It was supposed to be. So I was just like, that's a stretch, but I can still run with that.
For sure.
But anyway, the other thing that I was kind of the aspect of the whole quantum craziness that I actually did enjoy was Ghost.
Oh yeah.
So her story and her background and her reason for doing what she's doing, I like that. It was a bit stretched as well, a little bit far-fetched, but as you would expect in any of these movies, you have to suspend your disbelief.
Yes.
But I liked it. It was a very Marvel thing of making a bad guy where you're like,
oh, I liked, because the thing is, like, I was criticizing the writing for feeling like it was trying to move itself from point A to point B. But like, there was a couple of really cool things that I loved about the writing of this movie. That like there's no real There's one kind of bad guy, but Ghost isn't a bad guy, like a straight up stereotypical bad guy. Neither is turns out like Lawrence Fishburne's character is kind of working with Ghost, but then he kind of gets redeemed at the end because he's kind of like, no, we can't. We got to do it properly. You can't go kidnap the daughter. You can't do this. We got to save
kill
people.
Yeah.
So I feel like that a lot of when they're fighting, you know, it's not so cut and dry, and I like that. There was some good things.
So to that point, that's part of what I really liked, because it was almost three distinct objectives or three distinct motives behind what people were trying to do.
Yeah, and there's the FBI as well. And like the FBI's trying to get Scott, but then they're not bad guys. They're just doing their job. They're doing their job.
You've got Ghost just trying to survive, trying to save her own life. And then you've got Hank Pym and Hope trying to save Janet.
Hank Pym's kind of a dick.
He's a massive dick, and
they make it very obvious.
They make it very
People
obvious.
Don't like this
Everybody hates him because he thinks he's like the brightest, smartest guy on the face of the planet, and he's always right.
He's just like an older version of Tony Stark. People are just like, you're a dick. Like, fuck you.
Every relationship or every person he's ever worked with has just been like, nope, can't deal with this guy.
I hate this guy.
So I really liked that. And I really liked Ghost's abilities because of the accident, right? Of going, like, okay, I didn't quite get... Again, it's a matter of suspending your belief, right? It was the whole, how she got her powers in the first place. I was just like, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I do like the powers, and I do like how they incorporated her and her story into the mix of things there. And then towards the end, she redeems herself as well to an extent. With actually, no, that's a lie. She did not. She was straight up still trying to kill Janet, but more of I'm gonna do what I need to do to get my outcome.
And then Janet's just like, mystical powers, magic hands.
And magic hands.
And then she's like, I'm healed now. And then she's like, cool. I'm on your team, I guess, now.
Although, jumping to the end credits about that, what they went back into the quantum realm
to get the healing particles.
I was just like...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
The point that they made
make
around
up
that...
It's Calvin Ball. It's like...
The point that they made around that was, it was for Ghost. So at least I picked up on the sentence there where they're like, these are the healing particles for your ghost friend. So I was just like, okay, maybe what Janet did was a temporary, she's better, but needs treatment to keep it going. Oh, that's interesting. I
thought they just got healing particles. They're just like,
we have this magical healing particle that we're going to use for everything.
Yeah, there's some healing particles.
No, so I thought, again, so this is why I think this is probably my favorite part of the movie was her involvement in it. Ghost's incorporation into the whole thing. I just thought that was really cool.
Ghost, actually, did you find the Ghost suit, it really weirded me out. Like, when I kept seeing on the screen, I kept thinking it was like, it was like 100% CG, or it was like, you know when you've seen like people like cell shade living objects with like stickers and like optical illusions.
Yeah,
I felt like her suit looked cell shaded,
similar sort of thing,
and it looked like it was 2D placed on top of the film, and it was like it not obviously not, but it freaked my eyes out. So many times I was looking at it being like, man, those shades of white are like fucking optical illusion. Like I just couldn't. Oh my God.
I don't know. I just felt the whole effect of her constantly being in phase is what really bothered me more than anything else. But no, that was fun. Like I still enjoyed it, and it was like almost I feel bad for her. Like, and that was intentionally so. It's just like she's literally falling to pieces. Like she's barely like staying alive, and hence her motivation. But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. I'm just calling it out. That was absolutely my favorite aspect of the movie.
Yeah. Oh man, so that's the thing. Like, I kept bouncing. I was thinking about this movie after watching because I had a lot of fun. And honestly, like, I think that if you're going in for just like a fun Marvel movie, it's definitely not one of the strongest Marvel movies. I think if you're rating them, it's not. It's not a Black Panther.
Up there.
It's not a Thor
Ragnarok. Yeah.
I mean, I feel it was better than, like...
Maybe Thor 2?
Yeah, like...
Anything's better than Thor 2.
The shit Thor movies, or, like, to be honest, like, Captain America 1, maybe... Yeah,
Thor 2 and Captain America 1 are the bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah, same. I think they're most people's bottom of the barrel. And I could see why. I've been seeing some reviews and people saying, like, they didn't like this... They like those movies even more than these. I feel that the difficulty thing is, like, I think people were very hyped to be like, this is the first movie since Infinity War. I want to see what happens. I want to see, like, I want to see the world, and then it's just like they deliberately like it's like no nothing, no Infinity War here.
This is
so I think people might have been
pre-Infinity War.
Yeah,
sorry.
Well, it concurrently with Infinity War.
No, I feel like. Okay, so we're already talking spoilers. That end credit, I felt like was a much later.
Oh, I thought that was like.
No, like because they
3 weeks later.
They built another tunnel on a small
scale.
They're
crazy science. They could have done that in a day.
did that in a day.
They knocked that shit out.
Wait, okay, no, to that point, they built this tunnel thing, and their whole thing is about making things big or small. Why did that tunnel need to be like a warehouse size in the first place? Why? Then the very next one they built fits into a van.
They also explained one point as well. They're like, we can't send you back unless the lab is full size.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, because there were so many points where I was just like, they're like, we need to hide the lab. We need to do our work in here. Yeah. But we need to hide from it. I'm like, how about you shrink you and the lab?
Like, just shrink everything together, put the lab somewhere hidden, and no one's like a bank vault or something. Do your shit.
Because it's really easy when you blow the bank up to the size of a normal fucking building and be like, we gotta hide this from ghosts. So yeah, it was like, there was a couple moments I was like, does this make sense? And they would usually throw in a one-liner, and I was like, oh, I get it. You've kind of inferred that they can't do that. But there was no reason of why they couldn't. It was just like, we need the lab to be full size. I'm like,
no.
Okay.
No.
Sure. I mean, you're growing them from quantum size back
to something, right?
To something, right? Does it matter if they're full size or if they're half size?
Why not grow them back to the miniature
size? One of my other favourite scenes in this movie is Paul Rudd being stuck as like half Ant-Man. He's like the size of like, I don't know, like 2
3-year-old or something.
3-year-old. He steals like a little hoodie and then like wanders around
running along.
That was
has to hop back into the van.
That was so good. That was amazing.
The other thing that I'm not entirely... It's not that I'm upset about, or more so curious about what they're going to do with it going forward, is Janet. So...
Yeah, I was like...
So, they talked about the whole quantum... Her soaking up quantum energies for the last 30 years, and then she comes back and she has these magic hands, and she can heal people. It's like, okay, so is that a thing now? Is that gonna... She's this quantum lady now?
I saw that and I thought... Infinity War, this is gonna be fucking... they're healing people. She's got crazy cosmic powers.
Yeah.
This will be useful in Infinity War, right?
And then...
Right? So that's the post-credit scene. Yeah, it's just... They go in there,
Scott's in there.
Scotty's down there collecting the healing particles.
And then he's just like, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Pull me out, guys. And then everyone's dead.
And they're all just dust.
He's stuck there, which is cool. I was like, fuck, I can't wait to see how he gets out, if anything.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly right. I'm super curious to work out how they kind of tie that into the next story. But to that point as well of them being snapped out of reality. Do you think that Scott survived because it was in the quantum realm?
Yeah, no, he... Oh, wait,
do you get what I mean? Because I was thinking about that afterwards. Because all 3 of them just disappeared. Like, could it have been like...
Because he wasn't there, he
wasn't in...
Or did he just get saved? Or was he one of the 50%?
Like, was it one of the 50%? Or was it purely because he was in the quantum realm? I hadn't actually thought I was just like...
I assumed that he was just one of the 50%.
Yeah, that's probably the simplest way to put it. But I'm also curious of
because cosmic magic. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't care about reality or quantum realms. He snapped his fingers and
killed 50% of the universe. Like, we don't really need to break down the science of this thing.
No. But to that point, like, those big monsters inside the quantum realm, did half of them disappear?
I think it was 50%. Oh, it was 50% of all life, wasn't it?
All life. It wasn't just people. It was all life. So
I would have loved it if the 50% of the... Because I actually know what they're tardigens? Anyway, they mentioned in the movie, but they are actually real, and they're like single-celled organisms that are like fucking terrifying if you look them under a microscope.
Yeah,
and they basically like eat like just shit like other cells and bits and pieces. But so I was like, oh cool, these things. But yeah, if 50% of them were turned to dust, I would have lost it. So I'm like, that's all life, right? That's bacteria. They're cells. So, they're single-cell organisms. 50% of them are gonna die, right?
And hence why I was thinking, it was just like, wait, so is the quantum realm outside of the galactic realm? I suppose. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna play a factor, but that was just a thought process in my mind.
Yeah. So I think in large, like in total, I think this movie's like good. I enjoyed this movie. I definitely didn't come out being like, well, that sucked. I was a bit more on the fence than I usually am for Marvel movies. Usually, with Marvel movie, I turn my brain off entirely, and I'm like, cool.
Just
enjoy it. There were a couple of moments that pulled me out. I was like, okay, I'm cool with dumb movies, but this is really dumb. Like, insultingly dumb. But like, it's a very funny movie as well. It's like, to me, this movie is up there with a lot of the other Marvel movies that people throw up there with as like the funniest Marvel movies. Like, up there with the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's up there with Thor Ragnarok. Interestingly enough, I saw a US review of this movie on YouTube, and the common consensus seemed to be that that this was funnier than in parts than Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Because they were like much more American style humor.
Okay.
So yeah, where like I thought Thor Ragnarok
was very
New Zealand directors and
New
Zealand humor, which to Australians is like fucking gold.
Yeah.
Like immediately, I was like, "That's
okay." That makes sense.
Competition.
That
no competition.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, that was it was like, this is a very funny movie, and there's some great action scenes as well. I think I just touch on briefly. It was like the car chase scene.
Yeah.
There's like, they're trying to like get the lab, and it's like a pass the parcel kind of thing, and like one person's taken from the other and is taken, and it's like, and there's heaps, and the writing's really good because like it bounces from different people and it consistently changes between hands, and it was a fantastically shot, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the toy car stuff, like I enjoyed. That was my favorite. Things get big, small.
Yeah, no, so that was my point as well. Like, the fight scenes were good in the sense that they utilized Ghost's phasing really well, and they used the shrinking, expanding of Wasp and Ant-Man to really kind of counter their fights. Yeah. Question for you, though. Another plot hole.
Okay.
The lab. That shit got thrown around like crazy.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like passed from hand to hand. How did anything stay intact inside that goddamn building?
I didn't even think of that.
Like,
yeah, because
yes,
like,
it's shrunk, but it's still relatively sized inside the building.
If someone,
if this whole house was suddenly to go, boom, everything in the goddamn house would like get thrown against the wall. What the hell?
Because things aren't nailed down to the fucking floor.
I mean, some things may have been, but the amount of times that thing got thrown
just
around.
Like every time you move, you're like, oh, there's broken glass everywhere.
Like, oh, what the shit?
All these beakers fell on the floor.
Half the ants in there got crushed.
Oh my god, the ants are all dead.
The worker ants are all just gone.
Speaking of the ants, they were probably my favorite. I love the ants. The ant playing like
the drums,
playing the drums. It's in the trailer, but
like they're like taking on Scott's life, like just doing his routine.
He's just sitting in the bath with an ankle monitor in a plastic bag, like sitting over. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Okay. Like, that is so funny.
You just said the ants were probably one of your favorite parts. Do you know what my other favorite part or other favorite aspect of the movie was? The agent, the FBI agent. He was great.
He's really good. Like, who was that guy?
He's the same actor that plays Kim Jong-un in The Interview.
Oh, it was!
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the whole movie, I was like, I've seen him before. And then, like, yesterday, I was just like, yes, I remember who it is.
Randall Park. This guy,
he was fantastic. Brilliant. And then it was just like, right at the end, he was just like he basically made a quip about if Scott, when Scott messes up again, he'll be there to catch him. But it's like, wait, you'll be waiting for me? Wait, I mean, did you want to invite me to dinner or something? It's like, oh, no. I just mean I'll be there to catch you. Well, did you want to go grab dinner later? It was just so well done. He was like a super serious guy, but every once in a while he'll just throw in a weird kind of, he's an awkward guy as well. And I just love that. I absolutely love that.
I can't, that's what I'm saying, the interview. Yeah, very, very funny dude. Yes. So overall, I think this movie, like, if you go in with the right expectations, I think you're going to have a really good time. If you're going in expecting to see the Infinity War, the next stages in the Infinity War, prepare to be just... I think that's the whole point of... Miss Marvel. Like, Miss Marvel, I think, will be setting up
to bring in
all
Avengers
of the
4.
shit to be like, okay, we can start drawing parallels, being like, this is how they're going to use this. This is maybe we're going to start. We'll have a look at that, and then I think that's when the theories are going to kick in.
Yeah.
This is a totally standalone experience, and to be honest, Ant-Man's always been like that, and I think that's totally fine. I think it's kind of knows its place. And it's a fun movie.
But having said that, I feel like Avengers 4 will start bringing him in a little bit more. He's going to be a crucial part of it. But as the Ant-Man movie specifically, yes, very much standalone.
I think this movie, more than others as well, is definitely one you could take your younger kids to go watch as well. I think by and large, there's not too many super adult moments.
I don't think there's.
It's like I would not take my 8-year-old to see Infinity War.
No,
like that's personal preference. I wouldn't take my 8-year-old. That's just generally kind of. I would feel like that's a bit scary for them. I was trying to think. Like this movie, I was like, it's honestly like it's a pretty fun, family friendly movie.
And I was just trying to think what could actually be potentially not suitable. There's nothing. I was like, no sexual references, no drug use except from the truth serum. Which was another funny piece of it. Truth serum. So that was great.
It was very good.
But yeah, no, absolutely. The whole way through the movie, there really isn't anything that you're like, I don't want someone to see this. Like there's fight scenes and whatnot, but no one really. It doesn't show anyone dying per se. It doesn't really show anything gruesome.
So I think I definitely think it's So if you've got kids and you want to kind of get them in Marvel movies, I would actually say this is a pretty good one.
This would be a good one.
I don't think you kind of do need to see Civil War to kind of understand the motivations of the character.
Yeah.
But if you're 8, you
wouldn't care.
Give a shit.
You would not
I think
care.
that'd be fine. No, I think it's a solid movie. I'd probably rate it personally like maybe a 6.5.
I was thinking 7. My first thought was like 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Like it's a good Marvel movie. It's definitely not up there. But it's not near the bottom of the barrel either. What was the interesting thing as well is like I think the Rotten Tomatoes scores have kind of reflected that a bit.
Yeah.
They're sitting around the 80% mark. Unfortunately though, it looks like this movie might make less than the first one. Just because of the drop off. But
that's reasonable, right?
But this also went up against The Incredibles 2.
Ooh. Which is something else I need to see.
Yeah, so, and Hotel Transylvania 3, which
I'm surprised that's doing so well.
It's very, 61%,
but in terms of money-wise.
But 3.3 million so far. But the thing is, though, that's going to suck a lot of money out of the family market that we just were talking about.
Exactly right.
So, I think that's going to have a bit of a tail. But yeah, I think it's a solid movie. Go watch it. But to be honest, if you were like, I know you get questions like, okay, I want to catch up on the Marvel Universe. I want to know what the fuck is going on.
What should I watch?
What movie should I need to see? This movie is definitely not in that list.
You can just leave this one out.
You could totally skip this movie. Okay, cool. Probably skip the first Ant-Man as well. It really
does not
crucial.
Add anything. Yeah.
But it is a fun movie. I did not regret watching it.
Absolutely worth watching. Worth going to the cinemas for it. It's a good movie.
I'm probably being a bit harsh because 80% liked it. My score's probably a bit lower than 80%. But I'd say aggregate, that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.9 out of 5.
3.9.
Probably a bit lower, I would say, for me personally. Maybe a 3.5. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid movie.
Cool.
I think that might do us for this.
I think so.
This one. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes.
We would very much appreciate if you've been staying this long and you've enjoyed what you've heard, please leave a like and share the video with other people. It's a pretty new thing. We're gonna try and do more. These are all being Marvel.
Less Marvel.
I'm fucking telling you now. The next one is not Marvel. Next one's not Marvel.
Okay, I said less Marvel, less superhero. What if it is a superhero one of Incredibles 2?
We might be able to do Incredibles too. I'm okay with that.
At the very least, not Marvel.
But no, we'll do something new. How about that?
Promise, guys.
Yeah.
Promise.
So, but if there is anything you'd like us to review, please leave it in the comments as well. We always check them, and we would love some feedback. And if you have anything, especially if it's on Netflix, because we binge the shit out of Netflix. Hit us up with some of those tasty recommendations, and we will get right onto that.
Yes.
So, all right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.